Hi, I'm Dominica Lumazar.
And I'm Rory Carruthers.
We help entrepreneurs develop their big picture business strategy in order to break through growth plateaus.
We built several marketing agencies from the ground up and have helped our clients earn over $1 billion in revenue.
Now we want to share everything we've learned along the way.
This is the Big Picture Business Podcast. Back to, how I was brought up. I started actually in business before having a job, but it was kind of like a job for a family business. And that was kind of like my entry into working when I was about 12. And I did that for a couple of years, and then when I got started in actual jobs, it was just kind of like I didn't know like what I wanted to do, so I was just working random restaurants and things like that, like just trying to figure it out. Did I want to go to college or not? Eventually I went and got my I graduated high school early, and then I went and got a degree in audio engineering. So we look at all this, over the years, I've had multiple jobs, but I've also run multiple businesses. And, the biggest thing, like people always get hung up on, they're like, oh, I hate my job so much, I just want to go into business for myself. Well, it's like, there are pros and cons of both, and you have to weigh those. And we're also, the other thing we're going to talk about is there was a pre-COVID process to this. Now there's a post-COVID process.
I'm glad you're bringing that up. Yeah.
So let's go back and let's just look at like, okay, well, hang up on jobs. What is the hang up? Well, a lot of times we get into jobs that we're not necessarily the best suited for. Okay. They don't fit our personalities. They don't fit who we are. And then we get stuck in it. And, whether we become good at it or not, the whole idea of just having to be there, have a boss, have someone to that's lording over us, that starts to weigh on us over time. And it weighed on me at a very young age, because I knew I was so entrepreneurial, but in the beginning I couldn't figure out how to make business work, and I was struggling. So I always had a job as well. When I was, 17, 18, 19, trying to like start businesses. And so one of the things I had to realize is that there were certain jobs I just couldn't do. I could not work in an office, and I knew that. I actually would like try and schedule interviews with people. And when it came time to go to the interview, I'd be having such a panic attack that I couldn't even, leave my house.
Wow. Why? Was it just the thought that you were going to be inside, or like in a cubicle, or what?
It was the thought that this was going to be my life.
Interesting. Whoa. Like your subconscious was like, red alert, red alert. Whoa. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, and sometimes we have involuntary reactions where we like can't logically process through it. I'll give you an example. So, when my wife and I went on our honeymoon, we went to Hawaii, and we, went snorkeling, and I was, out in the water snorkeling. I put my head under the water, and I started like having a panic attack. Like I couldn't, like I was like hyperventilating.
I remember the story. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'd bring my head up and everything would be fine. I put my head under the water again, even with the snorkel on, still breathing, like just hyperventilating. Okay. That logically in my mind, I was like, I don't have an issue with water or anything like this. Why is this happening? Right. And this went on for years. It took years, and I had like, no matter what type of mental things, I'd be like, yeah, like this doesn't bother me, but I get in the water, and then suddenly it's like body's freaking out. It's like, you're like disconnected from what's happening with your body and your mind. Yeah. And you're like, this just doesn't make sense. There's something subconscious that is probably the issue. Okay. So, then I was in the Dominican Republic a few years ago. It was 4.5 years ago, where I got very, 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 very sick. And, but one of the things we did is we went snorkeling, and the same thing started happening again. But after about 20, 25 minutes, it just went away, never came back. No idea why. Sometimes things like that happen. Okay. So sometimes we have an involuntary reaction. Like our bodies, our subconscious mind are freaking out because it's maybe something that happened when you were young. You can't logically figure it out or process it, and it just happens. And, that happened with jobs for me, partly because, I just knew like I should be running businesses and helping people with their businesses. And I didn't want to get trapped in that job. Now, some people go to their job and they love their job. Okay. So we'll talk about
the routine.
Yeah. They like the routine. They like the security. That's a big thing, right? Is security.
Yeah, what you're getting 9 to 5. Yeah. That's it.
You've got benefits.
Totally.
You know that paycheck is pretty steady every month, right?
Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with that either. Like that's, for some people, that's awesome.
Yeah. And I even have clients who have jobs and they make millions of dollars at their jobs. And they're like, I want to run a business on the side. I don't necessarily want to give up my job. I love my job. And I love what I do, so it's like, there's different levels of it. But sometimes, when you're in a job that you shouldn't be in, that pull to just give it up and start a business is very, very strong. And I know that feeling, and I've taken that risk before, and it's a hard risk to take. Because if you just go from zero into a business with zero, you have,
it's rough.
Everything is on you, and you have no capital to invest in your business.
Right. Oh yeah. Full disclosure, disclaimer here. I mean, we're into this quite a few episodes. I think this is episode like 13. Listen, we're not suggesting to quit your day job and go live out what you think is your life's passion or purpose or whatever it might be. Like, no, you need to plan for this. Like, you have to plan.
Yeah, you have to be smart.
Remember to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get notified when each new episode is released. To download the digital episode companions, watch unedited and behind-the-scenes content from this and all our other episodes, get access to exclusive trainings from us and our guests, get direct access to myself and Rory, and to schedule your business critique with us, head on over to bpbpodcast.com/VIP. The link is also in the description. We'll see you there.